We are not meant to be happy all of the time, which is very important for me to include in this daily Happies video. I guess I'm using a pretty broad sense of the word happy and not like a happy face. A happy life must also include pain and sadness. It just has to. Like, we wouldn't know what happy even feels like if we didn't also know what pain and sorrow feels like. The horrible things that we face and that we deal with in our lives are just as important as the wonderful things about our life. Hello, it's Ruthie. Welcome to my channel if you're new here, or welcome back if you've been here, and I thank you so much for coming back. Welcome. I'm so happy you're here. Thank you for viewing. Thanks for clicking. Please ignore that clicking sound. Hopefully I'll be able to edit it out, but I live in a very old house and that is the heat. It's cold. It's a cold day today. 28 degrees to be exact. Here's little Miss Essie. Little Miss Essie. Oh, your boy, I scratched the chin. Oh, did that feel good? Oh, yeah. That's a Molly. Oh, I scratched the belly. Oh, did that feel good? Oh, okay. If you enjoy what you're seeing on the eyeballs, this is the palette. And probably the video I uploaded before this video will go up will have me doing it. I did my makeup. I did my makeup on camera. Not like a tutorial, but I did my makeup while reacting to the first ever talking YouTube video I've ever made. And I think it'll be a good video. I literally just filmed it, so I don't know how it's gonna turn out, but yeah, you should go watch that one. Watch all my videos. Watch them all. Just keep watching. So it may come as a surprise to some that I'm not always in a great mood. I'm not always in a chipper mood. I'm not always feeling happy and bumpy and bouncy and poppy and fun like I am right now. But it just so happens that whenever I am in this happy mood, I feel like recording videos for YouTube. So there's a lot of videos of me on YouTube being in this happy, funky mood, which is not an accurate representation of me on a daily basis. Actually, there definitely are some videos where I'm like crying and like not in a good mood. It's usually when I have a video that's filmed on multiple days, because like I'll try recording, I'll be in a bad mood and then want to stop, and then I'll keep going on a different day. So when I was thinking about more videos that I want to create for this channel, I was thinking about just that and just being happy and what that even means, and like how do I get happy and what are things that make me happy. And even when I'm feeling bad and sad and having a bad day or a high pain day or just stuck on the toilet, like when things are just going wrong in my life, what are the things that I can reliably turn to that will make me smile? Like no matter how shit of the mood I am in, these things will at least like a little smile. They'll have me crack a little smile. And if not a smile, they'll at least make my shoulders drop and make my body relax and make me feel a little bit more at peace, a little bit more happy. These are not products. These are not things to buy. This is not like a checklist. Like the most helpful things that I have, like these are daily Happies is what I'm calling this. I kept like calling it that in my head, but I was like, oh, I'll title it something different. But I'm like, why? I keep calling it that in my head, so let me just call it that. Daily Happies. What are things that I do on a daily basis that make me happy? So I have a whole list of these things, but I'm gonna read through the list and I'll explain any more that needs explanation. So the first thing that is on this list that is my number one go-to when I need to lift my mood is watch animals. Just watch them. Watch the animals. Even if you don't have animals, you can look out the window, see what animals you can find, see what animals are there. Even if they're insects, you know, if you're in the city, the pigeons, like squirrels, any animals at all, just watch them. Not just like be like, oh yeah, there's that, but like watch them. Like actually watch them. See how they move. Make up a little story in your head. Like, what do you think they're doing right now? What's on their agenda today? That squirrel, is he in a fight with that other squirrel? Is he trying to steal that other squirrel's nuts? Is he having a bad day? Is he having a good day? Is he super happy? Is he dancing? Like, that makes me happy. I don't know if it makes you happy. I feel like that has to make everyone a little bit happy. Like if you just look at a bird and like make up a little story for like what that bird is up to right now. That's a go-to. So I said bunnies, birds, bugs outside. I don't know why I did all bees. Bunnies, birds, and bugs outside. Essie, Molly, Gracie, play with pets. So Essie, Molly, and Gracie, those are my dogs. Essie, Molly, Gracie's my cat. She's upstairs. Yeah, if I'm in a really bad mood, if I'm like feeling really crabby, you know, it doesn't always make me smile to hug my pets or to look at them, but it usually always does. But at least like I've cried and hugged this girl right here countless times. So Essie is my dog. Molly is actually my parents' dog who lives upstairs in the upstairs apartment, but she spends daycare down here with me and Essie because both my parents are at work. So yeah, playing with the pets. They're both napping right now, but I'll probably end this video with me showing you guys what our puppy playtime looks like because we have a lot of play breaks in the middle of the day. So yeah, cook something really yummy. Food can always help my mood, but it can also hurt my mood. Like food is a tricky one that probably deserves its own video entirely just because obviously, I mean, I live with IBD, but I'm realizing there's probably some people who might watch this who don't have IBD or don't look at any of my past videos. So I got my colon removed. I have a J pouch. I've had a lot of surgeries. You can go check out my health history and updates playlist for all of that information. But that's why food is complicated for me. Like I can't just eat the thing that's going to make me happy right now because it could put me in the hospital or it could keep me on the toilet for 9 hours, you know, like just awful things. So that's why I said cook something really yummy because I love the act of cooking. Cooking makes me happy. And when I cook something that is yummy, delicious, and also healthy and makes my stomach feel okay or doesn't hurt my stomach, honestly, that's all I can ask for some days, or doesn't hurt my stomach that bad even. But that is a big source of joy for me as well. Stretch, dance, and do yoga without fail. Stretching and dancing and doing yoga is always a win. This is where I do my things. I work right here in my standing desk, which also makes me happy. Get a standing desk if you work from home. And I stretch and dance and do yoga often. I have a lot of dance breaks. Sing and hum. I haven't really sung on YouTube, but I love to sing and I love to hum and I do it all the time. I feel like very self-conscious singing in front of people, but maybe one day I'll have the nerve to sing in a YouTube video. But you don't have to be good at singing also. That's the other thing. Like sing and hum even though you're not good or even if you're not good. I don't know if you're good or not. You're probably good. But just sing and hum. It is a human thing when you can feel the vibration emanating from you, like it's all inside of you. It's like a full body experience that I love. Start a conversation with a loved one. I can't tell you how many times I've been in like the worst mood ever, like crying all day. Nothing's gonna fix my mood. This is just a bad day. And my sister calls, or I decide to call my sister, or a friend sends a message, or I decide I'm just like, you know what? I'm just gonna do it anyway. It always helps. Almost always. I'm sure there's been a few times where I'm just still in a bad mood after, but taking that initiative to reach out to a loved one. Like when you're in that low place, learning to be able to reach out and talk to your loved ones even in that low place, because that's honestly when you'll most likely need it the most. And especially in like this performing kind of age we're living in with social media, and what I, kind of just talked about with my YouTube videos, like feeling like you have to be a certain way or you have to be in a specific mood in order to, like, oh, I can't record a video because I'm not in that mood, or I need to be in a better mood in order to call my sister, in order to call my friend, like challenging those thoughts a little bit more. And like, maybe don't call your boss or like, start a argument with a friend or your partner. Like there definitely are times where like, yeah, maybe you should wait until your mood lifts up a little bit. But when it comes to like your loved ones, like your, the people that you should be able to interact with, even when you're not in a great mood. I find that it almost always helps when I'm in that low place and I just reach out, like, I don't even have anything to say, but it's like, hi, what's happening? Like, or crying just like on FaceTime with her, like, I'm very lucky to have an amazing sister. It's so easy to forget about all your loved ones and all the friends and family that you actually do have when you are in a low place. It's way more natural to just continually isolate yourself. So just fighting that urge whenever you think of it, whenever it comes to mind, like, oh, I could call so-and-so, or I could send that person a text. When you think of it, just doing your best to listen to that and just do it. Learn about something new. There is great joy that comes in learning new things. I do my best to learn a new thing every day. There is just an endless overload of information out there that we have access to, and there are so many things that we don't know and so many things that we will never know, and that's an exciting thing because when you don't know things, that means that there's more to learn, and that means there's more to discover, and that means that there's so much more magic and wonder and just things to wonder about. There's so much to wonder about, and that makes me happy. I honestly think that makes everyone happy, even if it's like associated with school or whatever, but learning new things makes us happy. I think I can stand by that. I think that's a solid stance I can take. Create something artistically. Edit video, write, draw, play bass, and sing. Yeah, I create a lot of things artistically. I actually only have one more page left in my sketchbook, and then I'm gonna need a new one. I just started my second, I have just one more, and all of these are full. It's full. Let me know if you want like a sketchbook tour in a video. I can make it, that would be a cute, fun, short video. A sketchbook tour? You want it? Write in the comments. So yeah, it always brings me joy, or maybe not even necessarily joy, but it's always a release. To artistically create something is to like take something from your mind, from your heart, just from within you, and create a tangible thing in the world from there. And that is so satisfying. Like, I think that'll always make you somewhat happy, even if it's not like a kind of happy. It's like just like a content, quiet happiness.
Hello, this is Editing Ruthie here. When I was listening to myself talking there, it reminded me of this post that I saw on Instagram just yesterday from Ramin Nazer. I don't know how you say it. I hope I said it right. But he's an amazing artist. Posts a lot of cartoons that describe how I feel often. And I wanted to read this caption that he put up because it really supports what I was just talking about. I'm not always gray. I'm not always magical either. No one is always anything. It's weird sharing anything online because it's only a tiny sliver of what you're actually going through. Maybe you only share the highlights, or perhaps you only obsess over your struggles. Either way, if you post stuff, then you're a brand sharing content, no matter how much you despise the words brand and content. You don't want to alarm people by coming off as too dramatic, but you can't be too bland either. Saying, ugh, kill me now, doesn't mean you're actually suicidal. Sometimes it's just a way of expressing a feeling to the extreme so you can stand outside of it and move through it. Your feelings are swirling around in you, whether you like it or not. You can choose to address these feelings and work with what's happening, or ignore them and see how they manifest in reality later. Either way, they're going to have your attention eventually. Of course, there are times when it's beneficial to maintain your composure. Your feelings can't always be blasted out toward everyone at full volume, but ignoring them completely will guarantee future catastrophe. Avoid treating everything like a problem to be solved. Sometimes just articulating the problem is the solution. Write it out, draw it out, something it out. Then it will be out. And I just love that so much. I think it's such a clear, concise way of saying what I just tried to say in a lot of less clear words. So, yeah. Okay, back to the video. Goodbye.
Snuggle with pets. Absolutely, always. Snuggle with Cam if can. That's my boyfriend. Snuggle with your partner, you know. Hug mom or dad if I can. Yes. I think that goes without saying. Obviously, those things will make you happy. Massage face and body. That's one I always forget about. I'm happy I wrote that down because it does usually make me feel like an exhale, you know, especially like because I'm a video editor, you know, just always my shoulders. So I guess that goes with stretching a little bit too. Oh, we can do it all together. Interlace your hands, bring them behind your neck and up to like the base of your head type of thing. And then like push your head back into your hands and let your hands just kind of cradle there. And then you can do the opposite and let your chin fall to the chest and let your elbows hang. You shake your head no. And I really like to think about with like a morning stretch, you feel the space between your hip bones and the bottom of your rib cage. You like imagine those two things just like lifting away from each other. And then you think about your organs and all the space your organs have to breathe now. Good shit. That'll always help. The loop-de-loop. So yeah, massage face and body, you know, like a gua sha action thing or dry brushing. You go like, I have makeup on, but like that. Plenty of YouTube videos to walk you through a face massage. If I find some ones I like, I will link them in the description. Skincare and hair care. Yeah, kind of in that same realm. Drink turmeric, ginger, and chamomile tea. Chamomile tea has like this magic, loving connotation with me. You know, my mom used to make me chamomile tea to go to sleep ever since I was like a little kid. So it just reminds me of childhood, and it's a very comforting tea for me. And turmeric ginger I started having in high school to help with my stomach inflammation, and it's a similar thing. Like it's just comforting and it helps my body just relax a little bit more. Laugh and breathe deeply. Breathing, oh my God, breathing should be way higher on this list. See, it's so easy to forget about breathing, but like it is so easy to forget about breathing. It is one of the fastest ways, it might be the fastest way to relax the body. And maybe you listen to some of the meditations. I have like over 200 guided meditations or guided relaxations on this channel. And basically all of them, I think actually all of them, I start with the similar or with the same like grounding technique, which is, I like to refer to it as exaggerating the 4 parts of your breath. So your breath always has 4 parts. You inhale, there's a pause, no matter how slight it is, there's a pause at the top of the inhale. Then there's the exhale and the pause, no matter how slight, at the bottom of the exhale. So I like to exaggerate all 4 parts. So exaggerate the inhale. So even once you think you're full, seeing if you can just open yourself up a little bit more to take in one more moment of air, and then holding off on your exhale, so stay in that fullness for an extra moment. Rolling over to the exhale, pushing that last bit of air out of you, truly emptying yourself, pausing there, and then allowing the next breath to come. And you're just consciously, intentionally slowing down the 4 parts of the breath. And that communicates to your nervous system that we're slowing down. We're calming down. We're letting things go. We're relaxing. Now is the time to slow down. So if you catch yourself like getting anxious or like wrapped up in a lot, just the breath, you know, the breath is our one bodily function that's either voluntary or automatic. Our heart, it beats automatically. We can't think about our heart and make it beat differently or the way we want it to. Our breath, when we're not thinking about it, we're breathing automatically. And when we think about it, we can control it. We can guide it. We can do what we want with it. It is the key. It is the key to our subconscious and to our nervous system. It's like the pathway into it. So breath is a wonderful thing. And it's amazing how fast it works. And whenever I teach beginners for meditation or yoga, I love to focus on the breath because it is the most undeniable thing. Like every single person, whether it's your first time ever doing it or you've done it 1,000 times, like you feel the benefits of a slow breath or of an intentional breath. And the other thing I wanted to say was especially when you feel like scattered, when you feel like all of your energy is just like all these different places, you're like just everywhere. I envision it like there's just a million strings just like coming out of your body, and a little bit of your energy is going down each string, and it's like pew, 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 going to all these different things. And so when you sit down and you call in that first breath and you like you empty yourself and then make the intention to call in that first breath of air, I envision all of those strings turning back and coming back to you. All of those strings of energy that are going all these other places, you're like, nope, we're all turning around, coming back to me. You know what it reminds me of? When I just said that, I thought of, if you watch Adventure Time, I'll see if I can find the clip and put it in. But there's that episode where Jake, his tail, like performs in a circus at night. So his tail like kind of like travels off and goes on this whole like journey and has this whole life. And then as soon as Jake wakes up, it like turns back and then like goes back through all the different things he went through and coils back and goes all the way back to Jake, and then he can start his day. So kind of like that. Hopefully that made sense. But yeah, I just envision all of your energies coming back to you. One of the meditation teachers I really love on Insight Timer, I'm pretty sure that was Tanis Fishman. It might have been Jennifer Piercy. I'll link both of their profiles down in the description. But they're two teachers I really, really enjoy. And a lot of the cues that I use in my own meditations are inspired from listening to their meditations, or some of it's the exact same cues just because they work so well for me. But that's one of them. That might have been Jennifer Piercy, I forget. But one of them says, call your energy back to you. And every time I think of it like that, it's like you just realize like how much of your energy is actually not with you and it's like elsewhere. So you just intentionally be like, no, energy, you are mine. I'm in control of you, energy. And so I'm going to call you all back. We're focusing here now, okay? And then it just recharges you and you feel better. And laughing, of course. I love to laugh. You can laugh at anything. There's a practice I've seen where it's like forced laughter, where you just make yourself laugh, or you force yourself to laugh until you're actually laughing. And that's fun. Or just, watch a stand-up comedy act that you love, or just find something to laugh at. There's so many things to laugh at. And then touch grass or snow. That should also be higher up on the list. But get outside. Look at nature. There is so much beauty, so much wonder in this world, so much that we're unable to take it all in all the time, because if we were, our systems would be on overload. Like our senses have to be dulled to all the magics in the world, or else our brains would probably explode. So if you could just take some time to remember just how insane it is that all of this exists, the trees alone, the sky, the moon, what the heck's the moon? We don't know. Sun, what is that? Well, I guess we know it's fire. Anyway, hopefully you get what I'm saying. It is a wonderful place, this earth. It is also a horrifying place. And something that I know a lot of people are struggling with these days in particular is how to feel happy when there's so much pain and suffering in the world, as well as, is it okay to feel happy? Like feeling guilty for feeling happy because you know there are so many people suffering and hurting right now. And what I remind myself of when I am, dulling my shine, or like dulling myself or bringing myself down because I know that there are others hurting, or feeling guilty for being so privileged and having the life that I have, and then just, going into a hole of my, like I've gotten a lot better with it. I honestly don't find myself in those mind traps as much these days, but, I'm sad for like other reasons. I'm not sad for being privileged or being happy. A lot of white people have had, a bit of a reckoning, bit of an awakening, just as to how lucky we actually are to be in these bodies, in this world, in this country. Like, things can be so much worse, so much worse, which doesn't mean that your problems are non-existent or don't matter. It just means that you can be really, really, really grateful. You can be really grateful for how much luck that you have, and use that to your advantage and to the people around you's advantage, to your community's advantage. Help out the area of the world that you exist in with whatever privileges you have. There are many different types of privileges out there, and you have one of them. Everyone at least has one, like even if it's just that you can hear, that you can talk. There are deaf people, like there are privileges that we all have, no matter how basic they are. And there are good things that we can do with the powers that we have. So instead of feeling guilty for the goodness that you feel and the goodness that you have, you can use your goodness to shine for others, to help others in whatever way you can do that. And an analogy that I say in almost all my meditations that I really like to remind myself of as often as possible is this analogy that comes from Hellenistic astrology, where the moon is a representation of our physical body. It is our bones, muscles, joints, skin, and everything in between. It is simply matter, just like our bodies simply matter. It does not have its own light. Our body does not have its own light. It is just matter. The moon, while it doesn't have its own light, it does reflect the light of the sun. And the sun is the representation of our soul, like the spark that is within us that enters our body when we're created and leaves our body when we die. The spark that brings our body to life, that animates this meat suit, the soul that is within these bodies. And there are times where the moon is full and it is totally illuminated by the sun. It is completely bright and it shines light for others in the darkness. And then there are other times where that exact same moon is a new moon and it is in the shadows. It is not reflecting any light, but it is still there. It's just in the darkness. And we are just like the moon, my friends. Sometimes we will be full and bright and feel capable of shining light for others in the darkness. And then other times we will be in darkness ourselves. We will be in the shadows. And there's nothing we intuitively know. Like, we don't look at the moon when it's a new moon and be like, the moon obviously did something wrong to deserve that. The moon obviously is a bad person. That's why it's in darkness. There's obviously something wrong with the moon because it's in the dark. No, we never say that because it's not true. And we know it's not true. We just know it's a phase the moon moves through. So why do we do that to ourselves? Why? I don't know, but we do. We all do. So I like to remind myself instead that, like, no, whatever, I'm not being punished because I'm feeling bad. Like, it's not like I did something wrong and I'm in darkness now. You just are in darkness sometimes. This is a part of life. We will feel bad. We are not meant to escape feeling bad. We are not meant to be happy all of the time, which is very important for me to include in this daily Happies video, because I do believe that there are things that you can do and that there are things that I do every day that make me happy, but they don't make me happy the entire day. And that doesn't mean that I need to be doing all of these things every single day and I need to be happy every single day. It just means that I sprinkle in little peaks of happiness into my days that are oftentimes full of a lot of tears and a lot of pain and a lot of anxiety and depression and just bad things. And yes, when I'm in an incredibly depressed state, I'm sure I don't like smile even. I don't actually feel happy or feel any sense of happiness every single day in those time periods of depression. But there are still things that I can do that will calm my body down. And like, I guess I'm using a pretty broad sense of the word happy, and not like a happy face, not like just being, oh my God, yay, like laughing and da-da-da. I don't mean that, I guess, when I'm saying like daily happies. I'm meaning like daily things you can do that will create a happy life, maybe, because a happy life must also include pain and sadness. It just has to, like, because what we feel when we feel happy, what we're actually feeling is the contrast between the opposite feeling, feeling bad, feeling angry, feeling sad. We wouldn't know what happy even feels like if we didn't also know what pain and sorrow feels like. And so we can learn to appreciate the pain and the hardships that we face the same way we appreciate all the joys that we face, because the joys would not exist without the pains and the sorrows. And that was something I really learned through all of my health issues, and through like the sickest I ever was I don't want to say it was the happiest ever, because it wasn't the happiest I ever was, but it was when I got the most joy from the smallest things. Like the hospital ice cubes. I cannot tell you how much joy those hospital ice cubes gave me when I was in there for a month and not able to eat anything. Eating those ice cubes was that was everything, or waking up, seeing a beautiful sunrise or a beautiful sunset. Like before I almost died in those situations, before I was like super, super sick, I wouldn't like be happy about ice cubes or be happy about the sunrise, It's just because that's how low I was. I was so, so low that the smallest thing that was positive or beautiful made me so happy. And I guess that's something to really take away from this, and something to really keep in mind, is that the horrible things that we face and that we deal with in our lives are just as important as the wonderful things about our life. And we can make the difficult seasons that we move through less difficult on us by not resisting them so much, and by allowing ourselves to just be there. Like, just be in the shadows if that's where you are. Comfort yourself however you need to comfort yourself if that's what you need to do. Because the next phase is always on the way. The moon will never be stuck at a new moon. You will never be stuck in darkness. Even when it feels like this is how it's always been, how it always will be, that'll never be true. The only thing that we know is actually true in this life is that everything changes, especially how we feel. The trees shed their leaves every winter. There's nothing wrong with them when they do that. It's just another season the trees will move through. The trees will grow buds and leaves once again. And so will you. And we'll just keep going through these cycles. And we can make the cycles a lot easier on ourselves by just letting us ride the waves of them. If you imagine you're just like a surfer, if you try to fight you can't stop a wave from crashing. You can't be like, no, stop it now. It's not gonna happen. It's just gonna knock you over and bend you over backwards, and you'll hit your head on the bottom of the ocean. But you can ride them. You can hop up on it, but you can line it up just right so that you can ride it out. And we can treat the hardships in our life in a very similar way, where we just ride it out. Just make it to the next day, make it to the next moment if that's how bad things are. Just make it to the next moment, because everything will change.
Time keeps on slipping into the future.
And it'll be over before you know it. And when it is over, it'll feel like a distant memory. It'll feel like a dream. And you'll be like, oh yeah, that was really hard. But you're not there anymore, And before you know it, you won't be there anymore. And you'll be a full moon. You'll be bright and happy and able to shine light for others in their darkness, or for your past self in the darkness, for your future self in the darkness. That's what I'm trying to do with videos like this, is what I realized in revisiting my old videos is that I thought I was making them for my past self, but I think I was really making videos for my future self. Maybe there's a future Ruthie who's watching this video right now. What's up? And she's really down in the dumps, and she's, needs a little brightness from her past self, being like, girl, it's okay. Everything's going to be okay. We're going to make it through this, and we're going to do these things and make us happy right down today. And just go pet Essie. And so, that's a good little segue. I'm going to show you puppy playtime. If nap time is over. Girls? Hello, girls. Oh, it's still nap time. Well, I don't want to wake them up. It's still nap time. I bet I could get Molly. Hey, Molly. Hi, Molly. Hi, Go. Hi, Go. Oh, look how good this girl is. Oh, she's such a good girl. Wow. Like a big girl right here. Are you guys asking what I'm asking? Yes. Come here. Looks so much. It's so cute. Ah. The girls are sleepy, so I don't want to rile them up too much. I guess I'll go upside down. This is another thing I really, really love, and it's been bringing me a lot of happiness. I'll leave a link to this. I'll leave an Amazon affiliate link to this in the description. It's the best, worth every penny. Ooh, nice stretch. Good job. That was a good stretch. Essie's still tired. We're trying to get Essie out of bed. Oh, she's still a sleepy girl. Oh, she's still a sleepy girl. Okay. I'm out of breath. I hope this video made you happy today, or it reminded you of things that are in your life that make you happy. And I also hope that this video reminded you that you don't always have to be happy, and you never will always be happy. And we need to be sad in order to be happy. So let yourself be sad. If you've taken anything from this video, I hope it is that you allow yourself to feel whatever it is that you're feeling, whether that be happiness, sadness, anger, frustration, joy, connection, love, whatever the feeling is, feel it. Feel it fully, feel it in its entirety, because it's temporary. It's temporary. You're not going to get stuck there. Even when it feels like you might, you won't. Everything's temporary. So you are allowed to feel it. Oh, and another analogy I like to think of is when a feeling bubbles up from within you and you don't want to feel it. So you drown it out, or you try to shove it back down, you try to ignore it, distract away from it. It doesn't go anywhere. It just gets deeper embedded within you, where it will control you more insidiously because it's not in your awareness. But if when that feeling bubbles up, you instead allow it to arise and release however it needs to be released, whether that be through screaming, crying, punching a pillow, laughing, jumping around, shaking out your whole body and head, whatever it is that needs to happen, if you allow it to arise and release, it's gone. That's how we move on. That's how we lighten our load and move on to the next set of feelings that is always there for us. So, yeah. Oh, and also every storm runs out of rain. I like every storm runs out of rain. That's a good one. Oh, and I picture I have a lot of analogies. And I picture analyzing pain or analyzing why you're feeling sad is the equivalent of like a rain cloud trying to pass over you, and you're like running alongside it and like staring up at the rain, just being like, why are you here? Why is it raining? What even is this rain? Blah, blah, blah. And you're like just following the storm. And feeling your feelings is the equivalent of just having a seat in that storm and letting the rain wash over your skin. And before you know it, because since you're sitting down, that storm cloud will come over and pass by. But if you're over analyzing why you're feeling the way you're feeling, you're just running along with the storm and you'll stay in it longer. So you can have a seat, feel the rain, let it go. Every storm runs out of rain. It has to. So yeah. All right, I think that's it for real this time. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Make sure you like and comment and subscribe if you feel like it, but no pressure. None at all. I love a small channel. It'd be cool. It would be cool to like keep this channel under 1,000 subscribers. Like instead of like, let's try to hit 1,000, let's try to hit 2,000, whatever. Be like, let's try to keep it close. Let's keep the circle tight. Just kidding. I actually don't want that. I would love just for more people to be helped by whatever I've already created. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you heard something that was helpful for you. And if you did, I hope you share that with whoever you want to share that helpful information with. Feel free to check out all my past videos if you want to be up to date with my life and where it's at and what's going on. I'll see you in the next video. Okay, bye. Thumbnails. The fuck was that? What? I'm so confused. I'm recording and I was doing my thumbnails. Look what happens. What is that? Do I have to be smiling? That's so creepy. I wonder if I have to be. That's so weird. Okay, I'm done. Bye.